So for this video, I'm just going to be covering the bug fixes that I've been working on since the previous net play test and just the plans for the next tech demo test as well. I'll hop into single player first to show just what single player looks like. There's some differences between single player and multiplayer now, mainly in that the speedometer works as a speedometer in single player, but in multiplayer it works as a ping indicator. As I work on the menus more and more, I plan to have a proper ping indicator that you can pop up with the console, along with adding pings to the scoreboard and typical things that would be expected. But for now, that's the way it's going to operate. Other things to notice: when you die or no longer controlling a player, you'll notice the HUD disappears for the most part. Really, the only thing that shows is the multiplayer text and then messages and the like. The plasma gun also has had its sound changed. And also, anybody who played in the last net play test likely remember that when players got hit directly, the impulse or change in speed that you'd expect from the explosion, it was inverted, and that's been fixed. There's been some balancing to weapons and such, just tweaks just to see how people like the changes. Looking through my fix list, that's right here. I'll hop into multiplayer first so I can actually show the changes, since most of these apply to multiplayer. And while we're loading, the indicators, that's another thing that's been cleaned up. They only indicate enemies, and they only indicate while in sight. That'll change later, but for now, at the very least, we'll clean up the HUD, hopefully, compared to the last test, because it got pretty crowded once we had I think we peaked at like 16 or so people, so the HUD got pretty active.
You are on red.
So the third person camera here is working, and you'll notice the ping indicator now reads 40. I mean, I'm simulating a ping of 30, and so that's fine. That's pretty accurate, and it actually is probably more accurate just because of the frame rate desync issues and such. Oh, and hey, that was the other thing. Button sticking. It was a problem that was plaguing the last test, and unfortunately probably still will plague the next test online. It's a problem that I've at least isolated the occurrence, and it's during multiplayer or in the editor, and I rewrote pretty much all of my input code to no avail. But at the very least, I did learn that the problem could actually be not necessarily my code, just because at this point I'm using behind the scenes kind of black box input code for the most part, and even it has problems. So I'm thinking this might actually be something I just have to report to Epic and hope to hear back on them, or maybe someone on the forums will have a fix that's known. Just checking what all else, if anything, I've missed. It doesn't look like I missed anything. Other things that are on the list for features that I want to get added in pretty quick. Spectate mode, it's not in right now. All the other thing is people not being unable to join when a match is in progress. That's another fix that I'm working on hunting down. Demo recording as well. That's something I actually tested, and it has some functionality, but only in single player. And after testing it, I went and looked around to see what was up, and it turns out that the demo code is actually straight from Unreal Tournament 3, and it hasn't been updated at all. So Unreal Tournament 3 came out in 2007. I can assume, or rather I'll assume, that the demo code has the latest Unreal Tournament patched code, but even that means that really the demo code is running on like 4-year-old code at this point. So that'll be something that needs to be updated and the like, but I don't have any time frame on that, because I just know that it's messed up. I don't know the extent. So I'll keep everybody posted as I make progress on demos. But for now, I think that's all the fixes I've really implemented in the things that just have been going on. Oh, actually, there's one other one. The crosshair no longer disappears. Oh, I say this, and then it disappears. That's hilarious. There we go. Oh, that's the HUD disappearing bug. So it's not the crosshair. Whatever. That's another bug for me to hunt down now. anyhow, the other thing I'm going to be doing is I'm releasing another tech demo with all of the fixes and little balance tweaks and the like. So be on the lookout for that. That should be out
Flawless victory.
before the weekend. If it's not going to be out, I mean, it should hopefully be out in the next 24 hours. I'll probably release it tonight sometime. But for now, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, you can of course post on the YouTube comments page or the game forums or on Twitter. Anyhow, thanks for watching.